Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. Brooklyn Squad in the building. Welcome back, Brooklyn Squad. Welcome back. Uh, we have day 5. Well, I have day 5 because I'm probably like a little behind with all these other cases that I'm trying to bring you, you know. I know that we are doing the trial of Adam Montgomery, but there's so many other cases out there as well. So I'm trying to do it all. So if I am backed up a little bit, just excuse me, just bear with me. You know, that's all I can say. Just bear with me, okay? Hold on, y'all. I need to put this out. Hey, Kia, what's up? Somebody named Kia said I was looking for you. And thank you everybody who was in my last live. Hey Katie with the baby. My Katie, my friend. Ooh. So yeah, guys, we are on day 5. I was saying that I'm a little backed up because there's so many other cases that I want to bring y'all. So I know it's really day 7. I think it is. I'm not sure, but I'm on day 5. So y'all just gotta excuse me and just be patient with me because there's other cases that I'm trying to bring to y'all as well. You know what I mean? And I'm just one person, so just bear with me. There's a lot of more. I'm gonna have to start doing back to back, back to back. Yeah, because there's so much cases. You know, um, what's crazy is I lost my watch hours when I deleted some of my videos. So yeah, so I have to get some of my watch hours back also. Oops. Which is crazy, right? It's crazy. But hit that I know that's crazy. And somebody had told me that too. When you erase some of your videos, you could lose your watch hours. But I was erasing it because, I had to. I was fixing up my channel, you know. It's all good because I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I did continue day 4. So go to, I don't know if y'all know, but the other day when we was doing day 4 of the trial, Adam's trial, I started getting migraines and I wasn't feeling too well. So I ended it after a few hours. The next morning, I went back and just continued the regular upload on it. So it is up there. If you guys want to watch it, please hit the thumbs up for that. All right, that is up there. Let's just go straight into it. I'm not going to wait any more longer because this is a long, long, long trial. And yeah, so we're going to be here for a minute. So. Just to speak about it for those that don't know, if they come in later, this is Adam Montgomery. Oh shit, let me put her thing in there. This is Adam Montgomery, and Kayle Montgomery, who is his wife. He unalived his daughter, Harmony Montgomery. They still haven't found her body. His mother had temporary custody of her, but due to her drug addiction, she was unable to care for her daughter, and the system removed her and placed her into a monster's care who has a criminal past, who is a active drug dealer, and who has unalived somebody in the past. But the system and CPS felt that it was better for this little girl to go with him instead of being with grandparents or other parents that he could have been with. Okay? And because of that, this little girl was unalive for a whole year before anyone found out anything. Welcome, Megan. It's always nice to see you, beautiful. The sweet little girl pictured in the upper right harmony. Yes, the sweet little, thank you for saying that. Yes, the sweet little girl harmony. Upper left, yes. And thank you, Katie. Anyone joining, please hit the thumbs up and join us in the comments. Yes. It's the hitting the thumbs up is free, guys. I don't know what's the problem, but it's free. All right, let's go straight into the video. Shout out to Gizzy, Grizzy. We've been going off for her. Love her personality. Love how she keeps it 100, and she does the footwork as well. So I'm going to put her link in the comment. Please go check out her channel.
Here's what that is.
The community policing unit, we deal with mostly neighborhood issues, homeless issues, anything outside of the scope of patrol. We will negotiate things, do community meetings, things of that nature.
And what are your current duties and responsibilities on that community policing unit?
I am in what's referred to as an area officer. So I cover a section of the city when people call in neighborhood complaints or general issues that patrol doesn't have time to deal with. We go deal with those things.
You mentioned starting with the Manchester Police Department in 2012.
Yes.
What did you do for work prior to that?
Prior to that, I was a police officer with the Scottsdale, Arizona Police Department. I was hired there in April of 2005.
And when you came from Scottsdale to New Hampshire, did you go through the police academy?
I originally with Scottsdale, I attended the Mesa, Arizona Police Academy when I was hired in 2005. And when I was hired by the Manchester Police Department, I attended the New Hampshire State Academy, only the law package because I was already a certified officer.
Do you remember what year you graduate?
New Hampshire, it was 2012.
And sorry, I asked two questions there. Did you graduate from the Police Standards and Training Academy?
In New Hampshire?
New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire, it was just the law package.
Right. And in Arizona, did you graduate from the Police Standards and
Training? I did. I graduated the Mesa, Arizona Police Academy in 2004.
I love the strong voice, right?
Yes, girl.
Also, before the stream started, we had a poll going. Asked you guys, do you think that Adam Montgomery will take the stand? And 72% said no. Which I think I might be part of the other, 28% or so.
That's
I just wonder.
That too.
I know that he's chickening out. He's just sitting back there. Probably. What's weird is if we looked at his dark criminal past, if you saw that episode, he's a stalker. Like he's stalked people before. So now what's really creepy is that he's stalking his own trial. Yeah, they really should just make him sit in there. They really should. Anyway, if he testifies, then I have no doubt he's going to come out in those shackles and try to look all emotional and be like, I would never, like we saw him say to the judge before. Okay, so sorry to interrupt. Let's continue with...
I'm glad she brought that up because I'm sitting here wondering the other day when we was doing this, I wonder if he's going to take the stand because I really want him to take the stand. I really do. And I can't understand why they don't have this man sitting in the courtroom. Didn't he say that he was going to prove himself? Like she said before, crickets. This is crazy. They just because he has not came in this courtroom because he doesn't want to be strip searched. You got to be kidding me. Unbelievable.
Officer Neil Pentinen, Manchester PD.
5.
So in
That's
total,
right.
you have
That's
19
right.
years
Yes.
of law enforcement experience.
Correct.
I want to switch gears, Officer Pentinen. In your current assignment with the Manchester Police Department, do you have occasion to conduct traffic accident investigations?
Occasionally I do.
And can you walk the jurors through what your standard protocol is when you're responding to such an accident?
Standard protocol when I respond to an accident, when I arrive on scene, I'll do an immediate assessment of the vehicles if we need to get them off the road. I will immediately ask if anyone needs medical attention. If they respond they do, I'll get the fire department there or whatever medical needs. If not, then I will immediately ask the drivers for their information, their driver's license, insurance information,
Oh,
their phone number, and as well as the registration of the vehicle.
I thought it was.
After that, I will ask who the occupants are of the vehicle and get their names, dates of birth, phone numbers, addresses, all for the accident report.
So you mentioned
Language of Horses says, why isn't he in the courtroom? I think it differs per state, but in this state, New Hampshire, he has the right to choose if he's going to be in the courtroom or not every day, which I know many of us are like, what? Like, why can't they force him to be there? Unfortunately, he's got rights, which is horrifying. I wish you could just be in the courtroom, just face what you've done, and let's see, yes, how he reacts to certain things. But no, he's not there.
speaking to the drivers of the vehicles, and then you mentioned getting the vehicle occupant information. Where do you usually get that information from?
I will ask whoever's there. If it's I will speak to each person individually and get their information. Unless it's a child, then I will ask the adult who's on scene with them.
Do you typically speak to every individual other than children? Do you typically speak to every individual in each car?
Yes, I do.
And what's the purpose of that?
To get a brief synopsis of what occurred in the accident from different perspectives.
And do you document these investigations?
I do.
How do you document them?
I will immediately take notes on a notepad, and then I will fill out an accident exchange form for the individuals involved in the accident, which will include insurance information, phone numbers, addresses, and which is required by the police department. And then when that is all done, I will make a traffic accident report documenting everything from the scene.
Do you ladies think that Adam's going to take the stand? Yes or no? I think that he's a coward and he's just getting the easy way out. I want to know what y'all got to say. If y'all think he's going to take the stand. He's not even in the freaking courtroom. This is disgusting.
And again, is it necessary during, and we're still talking your standard protocol?
I believe he is going to have to after all this witness. Yeah, that's what I'm like. How can he not, right?
Involved?
Yes, I will need to see who's there.
And can you walk us through how that occurs? How do you see those individuals? Do you order them all out of the vehicle or something else? If
it's a minor accident, most of them will just stay in the vehicle. If they're on scene, I will ask who is in the vehicle and take a look at each person.
So I'm assuming they're going to be talking about the accident that they had in the Chrysler Sebring after being evicted, and that was on November 29th of 2019. It was a week later, on December 7th of 2019, that Adam Montgomery allegedly murdered Harmony Montgomery by hitting her in the head multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then they covered her with a blanket. So I'm interested to hear what this officer's observations were, especially about the kids in the car and, all of that. Joy says, does he have to go for sentencing? I do believe he does. Also, someone said yesterday that I don't know where, but somewhere, Law and Crime had said that Adam is able to watch this on closed circuit, whatever that means. I don't know if it's in the prison, on the TV, or where, but he is apparently able to watch the trial, which is like, Ryan says, no
Wow.
lurking allowed, Adam. You should have to be there. Yeah, he's lurking. He's
Right.
stalking his own trial. What the heck?
I don't feel that's right. I don't feel that he should be able to watch the trial at the jail. No, bring your behind right here, face everybody in the face since you did what you did. You don't get to sit back in your little cell or wherever the hell he's at, in the cell or in the room that he got and watch this. No. No. You don't get no privileges like that. Unbelievable.
You do have occasions where people will show
That's
up
a
who weren't involved in
privilege.
the accident, might be related. So, but I will make sure that I look at each person.
Officer Pentonen, I want to turn your attention to November
I
29th of
believe he is.
2019.
Okay, so
So with that in mind, were you
Yes,
working in
sir.
your official capacity as an officer with the Manchester Police Department on
Yeah.
November 29th of 2019?
right.
Yes, I was.
And are you familiar with someone named Adam Montgomery?
Yes, I am.
And can you tell the jurors your familiarity?
On that day, I responded to I was dispatched to a traffic accident at South Wilson Street in Vinton involving two vehicles. And Mr. Montgomery identified himself as the driver of one of the vehicles.
Now, you mentioned these reports that you write following your investigation. Did you write a report following your interactions on that day?
I did.
And have you had a chance to review that before you came here to testify?
Yes, I have.
The accident that we're talking about from November 29th of 2019, does that accident stand out to you in your memory?
It does.
Why is that?
Because Mr. Montgomery was involved in another accident a few days later. And in my police career, that's the only time I've had one individual in two accidents within the same week.
Okay, and we'll talk about both of those accidents, but I want to focus on November 29th. And I think you said that stands out to you.
Yes, it does.
Can you walk the jurors through the initial dispatch that you received and your response to the scene?
It was a two vehicle accident. I arrived. I was working in the patrol capacity that day. I showed up. There were two
Exactly,
vehicles at the
Kayle.
scene. Multiple individuals in one of the
Exactly.
vehicles, and there was just one driver in the other vehicle. I went through the standard protocol when I
Yeah,
arrived at
that's
the
it.
location.
And when you say multiple individuals in one of the vehicles, whose vehicle was that?
That was Mr. Montgomery's vehicle.
And were you able to identify the individuals that were in Mr. Montgomery's vehicle?
I did.
And who was in Mr. Montgomery's vehicle?
In Mr. Montgomery's vehicle, I believe Kayle Montgomery identified herself as one of the rear passengers. There was an individual in the front seat. I would need as an adult female in the front seat. I would need to look at my report to refresh my memory of her name.
Do you believe that looking at your report, reviewing your report, would refresh your recollection of
Yes, it
that
would.
person's name? Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes, you may. I just want to say again, thank you all for always showing up. It's so nice to see all your familiar faces in chat. It's wonderful. So thank you so much for spending your time with me as we watch this trial.
Take your time reviewing. Just look up and refreshed if it's been refreshed.
The front passenger identified herself as Tabitha Scott.
That was classic. He's like, take your time. Don't need to rush. It was like 2 seconds. Yeah, okay, I'm ready. I have refreshed my memory. So I believe that this Tabitha Scott, the state also mentioned that she will be a witness. And I think maybe today. Don't give us spoilers. We don't want spoilers, okay? And she was apparently in the car when this accident happened on November 29th of 2019.
So I'm guessing, and I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not sure, but I'm wondering if they're bringing up the accident because the baby wasn't was already unalived at that time? Because she had been unalived at that time? I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm new to this case, so I'm just asking.
And Officer Pensonen, who else, if anyone, did you observe in the vehicle?
There were two children in the vehicle.
Did you obtain their names?
I did obtain their names.
And what were those two children's names?
Again, I'd have to look at my report to refresh my memory of those.
Please do so. You can't read from it. You can't read it out loud.
Yeah,
Feel free to refresh your recollection. Just look up when you're done.
Huh. Interesting. Sad though, very sad.
I love the way that this guy just looks at it. It's just like, take your time, refresh your memory. It's so quick every time. Yeah, they got bullet points up there or what. PT, thank you so much for spoiling the kitties. I'm sure they appreciate it so much. They definitely ask for snacks every day. So thank you so much.
They were identified as Seamus Montgomery and Declan Montgomery.
Mm.
Did you note their relative seating locations?
I did.
And what were they?
I believe it was the center passenger and rear right passenger.
Do you know which one was in the center and which one was rear right?
I don't recall which one was where.
Is that noted in your
It should be noted in my report, yes.
Please, if you...
So what I'm understanding is there was Tabitha Scott in the front and Adam driving. So it means Kayle was at the back with the two boys. At that point, where was Harmony? You see, I think at that point they were hiding her under a blanket.
Yes, that's the point.
Goodness.
That's where I'm getting
she was
that.
still alive at that point. It's
Yes.
December 7th, a week later, that they say Harmony was murdered. So, but
that's the point. Let me let her finish.
yet, as Kayle said yesterday, she would have dried blood on her face from being hit by Adam. That's what she said, right? And that she wouldn't clean it. So I still don't get why there's empathy for Kayle. None from me. Don't get me snarky. So I'm just wondering in the scenario, because the officer wrote down Tabitha Scott, Adam. So there's Kayle and there's two boys. Yeah, where were they hiding Harmony?
believe that looking at your report would refresh your own.
And they're just like so, productive, efficient.
And that's what I'm saying. She must have been unalive and under that blanket. Lord have mercy. Yes, they're saying who's seen her during the accident, if anybody. Right. God, that's what I'm getting. Right. That's what I was wondering, Katie.
And they keep doing their thing.
Wait a minute. What did I do, y'all? Oh, come on. Oh, what did I do?
I boosted the sound for you, so the sound should be good.
Oops.
What he says about them. Owen Crime had said that Adam...
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie. It's only Katie here.
To see every individual.
My girl, Katie.
Yes, I will need to see who's there. And
can you walk us through how that occurs? How do you see those individuals? Do you order them all out of the vehicle or something else?
If it's a minor accident, most of them will just stay in the vehicle. If they are on scene, I will ask who is in the vehicle and take a look at each person.
So I'm assuming they're going to be talking about the accident that they had in the Chrysler Sebring after being evicted, and that was on November 29th of 2019. It was a week later, on December 7th of 2019, that Adam Montgomery allegedly murdered Harmony Montgomery by hitting her in the head multiple times. And then they covered her with a blanket. So I'm interested to hear what this officer's observations were, especially about the kids in the car and, all of that. Joy says, does he have to go for sentencing? I do believe he does. Also, someone said yesterday that, I don't know where, but somewhere, Law and Crime had said that Adam is able to watch this on closed circuit, whatever that means. I don't know if it's in the prison, on the TV, or where, but he is apparently able to watch the trial, which is like, Ryan says, no lurking. allowed Adam. He should have to be there. Yeah, he's lurking. He's stalking his own trial. What the heck?
You do have occasions where people will show up who weren't involved in the accident, might be related. So, but I will make sure that I look at each person.
Officer Pentonen, I want to turn your attention to November 29th of 2019. So with that in mind, were you working in your official capacity as an officer with the Manchester Police Department on November 29th of 2019?
Yes, I was.
And are you familiar with someone named Adam Montgomery?
Yes, I am.
And can you tell the jurors your familiarity?
On that day, I responded to I was dispatched to a traffic accident at South Wilson Street in Vinton involving two vehicles. And Mr. Montgomery identified himself as the driver of one of the vehicles.
Now, you mentioned these reports that you write following your investigation. Did you write a report following your interactions on that day?
I did.
And have you had a chance to review that before you came here to testify?
Yes, I have.
The accident that we're talking about from November 29th of 2019, does that accident stand out to you in your memory?
It does.
Why is that?
Because Mr. Montgomery was involved in another accident a few days later. And in my police career, that's the only time I've had one individual in two accidents within the same week.
Okay, and we'll talk about both of those accidents, but I want to focus on November 29th. And I think you said that stands out to you.
Yes, it does.
Can you walk the jurors through the initial dispatch that you received and your response to the scene?
It was a two-vehicle accident. I arrived. I was working in the patrol capacity that day. I showed up. There were two vehicles at the scene, multiple individuals in one of the vehicles, and there was just one driver in the other vehicle. I went through the standard protocol when I arrived at the location.
And when you say multiple individuals in one of the vehicles, whose vehicle was that?
That was Mr. Montgomery's vehicle.
And were you able to identify the individuals that were in Mr. Montgomery's vehicle?
I did.
And who was in Mr. Montgomery's vehicle?
In Mr. Montgomery's vehicle, I believe Kayle Montgomery identified herself as one of the rear passengers. There was an individual in the front seat. I would need as an adult female in the front seat. I would need to look at my report to refresh my memory of her name.
Do you believe that looking at your report, reviewing your report, would refresh your recollection?
Yes, it would.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes, you may.
His wife was in there. He said Kayle Montgomery. So who was the other person that was there then?
I just want to say again, thank you all for always showing up. It's so nice to see all your familiar faces in chat. It's wonderful. So thank you so much for spending your time with me as we watch this trial.
Take your time reviewing and just look up and refreshed if it's been refreshed.
The front passenger identified herself as Tabitha Scott.
That was classic. He's like, take your time. Don't need to rush. It was like 2
Tabitha
seconds.
Scott.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready. I have refreshed my memory. So I believe that this Tabitha Scott, the state also mentioned that she will be a witness. And I think maybe today. Don't give us spoilers. We don't want spoilers, okay? And she was apparently in the car when this accident happened on November 29th of 2019.
And Officer Pentonen, who else, if anyone, did you observe in the vehicle?
There were two children in the vehicle.
Did you obtain their names?
I did obtain their names.
And what were those two children's names?
Again, I'd have to look at my report to refresh my memory of those.
Please do so. You can't read from it. You can't read it out loud, but feel free to refresh your recollection and just look up when you're done.
I love the way that this guy just looks at it. It's just like, take your time. Refresh your memory.
Two children in the vehicle. Well, that does explain a lot to us, obviously.
Quick every time. Yeah, they got bullet points up there or what? PT, thank you
I
so
was
much for
reading.
spoiling the kitties. I'm sure they appreciate it so much. They definitely ask
That's
for snacks every day.
Adam's
So thank you so
childhood
much.
friend and Tabitha.
They were identified as Seamus
Ah,
Montgomery and Declan Montgomery.
we're gonna see what they have to say.
Did you note their relative seating locations?
I did.
And what were they?
I believe it was the center passenger and rear right passenger.
Oh shit, there she goes.
Do you know which one was in the center and which one was rear
I don't
right?
recall which one was where.
Is that noted in your
It should be
report?
noted in my report, yes.
Please, if you
So what I'm understanding is there was Tabitha Scott in the front and Adam driving. So it means Kayle was at the back with the two boys. At that point, where was Harmony? You see, I think at that point they were hiding her under a blanket. Oh my goodness. Because she was still alive at that point. It's December 7th, a week later, that they say Harmony was murdered. So, but yet, as Kayle said yesterday, she would have dried blood on her face from being hit by Adam. That's what she said, right? And that she wouldn't clean it. So I still don't get why there's empathy for Kayle. None from me. Don't get me snarky. So I'm just wondering in the scenario, because the officer wrote down Tabitha Scott, Adam. So there's Kayle and there's two boys. Yeah, where were they hiding Harmony?
believe you're
Exactly.
looking at your report would refresh your recollection, please do so.
Seamus was in the rear middle and Declan was in the rear right.
Did you see any other children in the defendant's vehicle?
I did not.
And did you, during your response, did you actually look inside of the defendant's vehicle?
I don't recall if I looked in the vehicle or not. It was so long ago.
Other than full of people, how would you describe the defendant's vehicle?
The defendant's vehicle, aside from having 5 people in there, there was clutter in the vehicle.
Is that something that you saw?
I did.
So, officer, I want to switch gears. I want to talk about that second accident just several days later. So I want to turn your attention to December 2nd of 2019.
Okay, I see a lot of people are saying, but wait, like where was Harmony? We had heard from an interview or read somewhere before in the trial prep that Harmony would be hidden under a blanket because they didn't want the police officers to see her bruises and dried blood on her face from being hit by Adam. Allegedly.
19. Were you working in your official capacity with the Manchester Police Department on December 2nd?
Okay, Tabitha has quite a record and is currently in custody. She has yet to testify. Oh. Interesting. So I wonder if she was in her, they was probably, I hate to say it, but is she an addict also? Was she using?
In 2019.
Yes, I was.
And on that
And thank you, Katie, for being with me. I do appreciate
day,
that.
did you respond to another accident involving the defendant?
I did.
And can you walk the jurors through your response, how you initially became aware and what you did after getting that information?
I was dispatched, I believe it was on Franklin Street, or in that general area, to a 2-vehicle accident. And again, the same thing. There were only 2 drivers in this accident. I immediately recognized Mr. Montgomery in the vehicle, having dealt with him a few days prior.
And
So there was an accident on November 29th of 2019. Harmony was very likely hidden under a blanket. The officer didn't see her. So the 5 people would be Tabitha Scott and
You would
Adam
think
in the
so.
front.
It's not
Tabitha was a
clarified.
friend. Kayle and the 2 boys at the back. So that's how this officer counted 5 people in the vehicle. Harmony unaccounted for because they had likely hidden her under a blanket, which is what we'd heard before. Then Adam had another accident with that Chrysler Sebring which is also, it makes sense why it broke down later. Then it's all these car accidents, and obviously they're not getting the car fixed. So accident November 29th of 2019, another one on December 2nd, and then after Harmony had been murdered, on that same day that Harmony had died, the car died. And yeah, there as well, we saw more tears for the car that had died from Kayle than Harmony.
Again, did you follow your standard protocol after your response?
I did.
After you arrived at the location?
I did.
And who, if anyone, did you document in the defendant's vehicle on that occasion?
I believe Mr. Montgomery was the only person in the vehicle.
Do you believe that looking at your report might refresh your recollection?
Oh, yes, it would.
Yes. It's a bit of an odd statement for me to make, but you know what the judge is? Yes. Sometimes it sounds like the way I say it, because, you know, I've got to edit all my videos, so I have to actually listen to myself quite often. Try it. It's no fun. So, but sometimes when she's like, yes, I'm like, is that me? Did I say? What's playing? Who's that? It's the judge, Amy Messer. Okay, let's hear what else they say.
According to my report, Kayle Montgomery was a passenger in the vehicle.
And during that response, did you note her relative seating location?
She was in the front passenger seat.
On that occasion, did you look inside of the defendant's vehicle?
Okay, so now the police officer is saying Kayle was in the front passenger seat. Did I hear that right? So it's Kayle and Adam. That makes some more sense. And in the back then is Tabitha Scott, which I think is different from what Kayle said yesterday. That's why we've got to listen very carefully. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't recall if I looked inside or not.
Did you note anything about the defendant's vehicle?
On this occasion, it was the same vehicle I had dealt with the week before. The only thing that I noted about it was the new damage on the vehicle.
And I'm sorry, I want to go back to that November 29th response that you had. Around what time that day did you respond to the scene?
Again, I would have to look at my report to refresh my memory at the exact time.
That's right. Dr. Berry, Psychologist Responds, is here. If you guys haven't checked out Dr. Berry's channel, go and check it out. And Dr. Berry says, I thought she said she was in the back. That's also what I remember. I remember Kayle saying that she was in the back, that it was Kayle and the boys and Harmony. Okay, and then Tabitha and Adam in the front, because I still thought that's a little odd, you know? So, man, I would think if Kayla's trying to, you see, that would also, if Kayla's trying to hide Harmony under a blanket, or if they put her in the trunk, oh my goodness. I don't know, it's all just scary.
That was approximately 3:53 p.m.
And how about on December 2nd? What time did you arrive on the scene?
Again, I would have to look at my report to get the time that I arrived. That was approximately 10:43 a.m.
Thank you. So Alyssa, okay. But Tabitha wasn't there for the second accident. Oh, I see. Okay, so for the first accident, which was on November 29th of 2019, okay, we have Adam driving the vehicle. We've got Tabitha Scott up front, a friend. We have Kayle in the back and the two boys, and somewhere in there is Harmony, because she was still alive and with them, apparently hidden under a blanket. That's what we'd heard before. Then there was another accident on December 2nd, and I believe that was actually outside the methadone clinic. At that point, it would have been Adam and Kayle in the front and the kids in the back. All right.
Exactly.
If I can have just a moment, Your Honor. No further questions. Thank you, Officer Pentinen. The defense may have some questions for you.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name's Caroline Smith, and I do have a couple of questions for you. The first one involves the December 2nd accident that you were just talking about in 2019. And where was that accident?
I would need.
Kayle said, at the end of the day, I don't think Kayla or Adam cared about Harmony. She was never put in a car seat. I don't think they gave a damn about that little girl either. Period. They used her for that check, them food stamps, them SSI, because I'm pretty sure she was getting SSI because she was blind in one eye. So she was most likely getting SSI. They used her for that money, and that was it. They didn't care. They didn't care at one point at all. And even though she had her addiction and she was going through stuff, she had an outgo when she was going to the program. That was her outgo. That was her time to say to somebody, listen, I need help. We need help. And she didn't. She could have helped that little girl, and she didn't. So all them tears and now all that shit in the beginning on Friday, that was all cap. Because now we see the true Kayle. We saw them true colors pop out. Baby. Yep.
Need to look at my report to get the exact address.
Shame. Caroline's voice is finished after all that cross-examination, because that went on and on, right? That was hectic. But I found it very interesting yesterday, the amount of questions they had for Kayle. And every time they go back to a similar question, then Kayle answers slightly differently. So that was very interesting to see. Algoma one says, cops are very observant. Wouldn't you have wondered what was under the blanket? Well, it depends how. If I don't even want to really think about it. Maybe Kayle was in the back there on December 29th and put Harmony by her feet and put the blanket over like that. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Okay.
Do you still have it up there?
I have it up here.
Okay, go ahead.
That was at Franklin and Market Street.
And that's right around the clinic at Franklin?
It is in that general area, yes.
Okay. And the one at on 1129, where was that?
That was South Wilson and Vinton Street.
Okay. Is that near a Burger King?
It is not far. I believe approximately a half mile, if I were to guess.
Okay. And on the, I don't mean to skip back and forth, so I'll stick with the November 29. You don't have a specific recollection of how you talk to people, right?
Not specifically, no.
Whether who was inside the car, who was outside the car when you talked to them, right?
No.
But if people were inside the car, you probably would have walked up to the car and talked to them through the window, right?
Yes, that's generally what I do.
Okay. And you saw the two boys in the back?
I saw two boys there. I don't remember if they were inside the vehicle or outside of the vehicle.
Okay. And when adults are driving around when anybody is driving around with children in the car, you recall that you were given the ages of the children, right?
Yes.
And one was over a year?
Again, I would have to look at my report for the.
Please do. And I meant to say under a year.
And to note what the dates are, what their birth dates are, as of the date. Yes, one would be under a year or approximately that age.
And when adults are driving around with a child under one, that child is to be in a baby seat, right?
Yes.
And if the child is not in the baby seat, what
Generally, it's against the law and would be up to the officer's discretion to issue a summons for that or not.
Okay. And the second child was under 3?
Approximately.
And what are the restraints to be on a child under 3?
Also in a car seat.
Okay. And how about a child of 5?
Just a side note, I'm adjusting the audio as we go because the court feed is like loud and then soft and then loud and then soft. And I'm trying to make sure that your eardrums stay healthy. Okay. We want to keep them intact. So if you hear it suddenly go loud, I am trying to adjust it and, make sure that it's pretty stable.
5.
Again, I'm 5 years old. I'm not sure. I would need to look at the exacts, but I believe it's any child under a certain size also would need a car seat.
Okay. And at the very least, I think it's under 12, have to be buckled in the seatbelt.
Yes.
And so you were aware of 2 children. Right?
Yes.
And you had no concerns about their restraints, the child seat.
From what I remember, I did not.
By the way, I did say that the 1129 was outside. We said, I believe, outside Vinton and Wilson. The 12.
Oh, I think I was on mute. I was saying 3 kids,
Correct.
but just
And
2 alive
the 12
and 0 car seat. Unbelievable.
was 10:43.
Approximately, yes.
Okay, still morning hours.
Yes.
And the 11:29 was in the afternoon, 3:53, 4-ish.
Correct.
Still light out, right?
For that time of year, yes.
Okay. Now, you also said that you gathered pertinent information about the driver in the car, like the license, registration, insurance.
Correct.
And Mr. Montgomery had a license, right?
He did. He provided me a New Hampshire license.
Okay. And as far as you could tell, it was valid, right?
Yes.
Because otherwise there would have been a problem there too, right?
Yes. Another thing I do is I will have dispatch do a driver's license status of any individuals who are operating the motor vehicles.
Okay. And so then on the accident on the 2nd, there were only
dropping those
people
questions,
in
though.
the front seats of the car, no one in the back seat, right?
That's what I documented. I don't recall the specifics of the vehicle, but
Okay. One more time. There were 2 accidents, okay? And car accidents in this Chrysler Sebring after
2
they'd been
different
evicted
car
from
accidents.
77 Guilford Street. The first car accident was on November 29th of 2019. And that is when the officer noted there were 5 people in the car, didn't see Harmony. We speculate she was under a blanket because we heard something like that before. So that would be Tabitha in the front, Adam driving, and Kayle in the back, and the 2 boys. There was a second accident, which is there near the methadone clinic, which was on Market Street, which was actually part of the jury view. Their tour on the first day, they went past that methadone clinic. So on that day, the officer noted Kayle and Adam in the vehicle, no one in the back. I do wonder where the kids were that day, because I was thinking, now wait, but Kayle said she didn't remember where they were. Maybe because for a time she went to her aunt's house and then they went to her mother's house. So they could have been at her mother's house. I'm thinking. Anyway, so let's continue to listen.
that's what I documented.
Okay. And again, whether you talk to the driver inside the car or outside the car, you would have talked to the driver, right?
Yes.
And if the passenger was inside the car, you would have walked up to the passenger side to talk to her, right?
I would speak to him either through the driver's side or
This is insane. There's, first of all, I was about to say, why is there even a trial? Just lock they behinds up. But then I remembered they have not found her precious, precious, precious soul. And that's what's sad.
Or depending on the situation, sometimes through the driver's side, sometimes through the passenger side, but I will speak to them directly.
Okay. And you did not see any children on that day, right?
No,
You didn't see any boys in the car?
no. If I did, I would have documented it.
Okay.
This guy is like so focused. I love the focus. No, if I did, I would have documented it. Caroline's like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Seating on the, I'm sorry, I'm going back again when I said I wouldn't. On 1129, you specifically documented the seating,
Correct.
and Seamus was in the middle.
I believe so.
So there would have been.
Correct. And
But
Kayle claims
you
she
can check the
doesn't
report.
know
I think you
where she
documented it,
is.
right?
Yes.
And so Declan was on one side, Seamus on the other, and then you would have noticed Kayla or been told that Kayla was on the other side, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Any objection to that?
No.
Yeah, I
Put
got
down
a
your
lot.
excuse.
Okay. One witness down.
One witness down, honey.
Statement
One
closed.
more
Next
to come
witness.
up. Who's coming up next? Why don't he just tell where this little girl's body is? Why is he making shit so difficult? What is the, like, come on.
Not the fullest courtroom, huh? Very full when Kayla was on the stand.
Haven't they already tortured enough?
Okay, we'll hear the name and the spelling now and put it, I'll put it up on the screen for you. Mastiff Heart says, WTF is up with the Halloween costumes on the thumbnail. Yeah, showing the clowns that they are. The people who a judge thought, these are great people to take care of
Right.
Harmony. So, 2 idiots on the thumbnail. Yes, both should be on trial in my opinion. But this is Adam Montgomery's trial. We're on day 5. Thank you for being here and watching with us.
Mr. Gendron, if you would remain standing for just a brief moment, please. Thank you. Please raise your right hand, sir. You solemnly swear that the testimony you will give this jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
I was hearing double court time. I'm like, where is that coming from? It was on my phone. I decided to just start playing this as well.
Thank you. Please feel free first.
Okay.
Have a seat.
Okay, let's get his name.
Mr. Gendron, thank you for coming today. I wondered if you would please go ahead and state your full name and then spell both your first and your last name for the record.
It's Matthew Gendron, MattheWGendron.
And Mr. Gendron, what town are you currently living in?
Manchester.
How long have you lived here in Manchester?
About 12 years or so.
And right now, are you working?
Yes, sir.
What type of work do you do in general?
I work in a restaurant.
How long have you been doing that kind of work?
Most of my life, but I've been at my current job for close to 5 years now.
Let me ask, at one point in 2019, did you ever work at a Dunkin' Donuts?
Yes, sir.
And where was that Dunkin' Donuts?
Located at Beach Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
While you were there, did you ever work with somebody by the name of Adam Montgomery?
Yes, sir.
And with regards to Adam Montgomery, do you know who his wife is? Or was?
Kayle Montgomery.
Did you meet her there as well?
Yes, sir.
And how long did you work there with Adam Montgomery and Kayle Montgomery?
Probably around a year or so.
Okay, so this is Matthew Gendron, who worked at Dunkin' Donuts. So we know that Kayla worked there and stole money out of the till. And then we know that Adam also worked there for a time. So, okay, let's hear what he says about them.
How long overall did you work at that Dunkin' Donuts?
I think I worked there 2 years.
Did you get the job, or were you working there when Adam Montgomery started working there, or was he working there when you got there?
He was already employed when I got there.
And what about Kayle Montgomery?
Same.
Same thing. All right. Did you ever hang out with Adam Montgomery?
A few times.
And did you ever friend him on Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Would you send messages back and forth to each other?
Yep.
All right. And back in 2019, about how often would you guys talk with each other?
I try to initiate conversation every week or so.
Were you still working at Dunkin' Donuts when Adam Montgomery stopped working at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
I'm going to ask you show you what's going to mark State's Exhibit 101. Do you recognize that person?
Yes, sir.
And who is this?
That is Adam Montgomery.
That's the person that you worked with?
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to also show you what's going to mark State's Exhibit 11 for identification purposes.
Sir, wait, get to the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Not this guy. I'm talking about the prosecutor. Like what?
Jim, I'm going to hand you one more exhibit. This one's marked State's Exhibit 11 for identification purposes only.
Okay.
And I'm going to, first of all, I'm just going to remove these old police reports here. I want to ask you just about that particular exhibit. I wonder if you could go ahead and flip through all 3 pages just for a moment for yourself, just to orient yourself.
They got him reading and like they ain't playing. I couldn't be on trial because I'd be like, I gotta get out of here and smoke a cigarette. This is too much. Sitting here all day.
Paige Willow says Duncan wanting this part to be over.
Just asking in general, these particular images, what are these images are?
Of a Facebook chat with myself and Adam and Kayle.
And was that on your Facebook page?
Correct.
With regards to the conversation that you had there, do you remember that conversation?
Yes.
And do you remember having looked at those images at the time that you received them?
Yes.
Other than the fact that they're on paper and there's a little red sticker down at the bottom of the first page, any sort of alterations or changes to those images compared to when you saw them and you first got those messages?
Not to my knowledge.
And are they accurate in terms of the time and date that you remember getting this message from the defendant?
Yes, sir.
At this point, Your Honor, I'd ask for the identification to be stricken from State's Exhibit 11 and
Any objection? I'm sorry, you said no objection. Without objection, thank you. The ID is stricken. It's entered as a full exhibit.
Boy, listen, they're not playing with the questions. They sure not. I would hate to get in trouble on their team, for real. I know you, so I'm not even going to ask you, Katie. I know you've seen this already. I know you've seen this already, girl. I haven't. I'm just now seeing it.
Mr. Jenner, I'm going to go ahead and leave this copy here if for some reason you need to refer to it. But I'd like to draw your attention to the screen and have you, walk us through this exhibit together so we can understand this message that you got as you testified from the defendant and his Facebook page. So back in, let's go ahead to December 8th of 2019. Were you still working at Dunkin' Donuts on December 8th?
I don't recall. Maybe.
And well, with regards to at that point in time, do you know if? Oh, excuse me. You said you're not too sure if you were
At
working.
the time of these messages, I was at a different restaurant.
You were at a different restaurant. Okay, so you were no longer working with the defendant at Dunkin'
Correct.
Donuts. All right. I'd like to go ahead and draw your attention. You can either look down or look at the screen behind you. And I want to go ahead and draw your attention to page 1 of Exhibit 11. And with regards to that, is this what you're seeing on the screen behind you? Can you just confirm for us that is page 1 of Exhibit 11?
Yes.
Okay. And I'd like to go ahead and ask you about the conversation itself. First of all, what time did you get these messages on, specifically on the 8th? When did they start appearing?
After midnight.
After midnight on the 8th? And specifically, what time did you first get the very first message here from?
12:13 a.m. It says.
12:13 a.m.
Yep.
Okay. With regards to that particular time, could you go ahead and please read that message for us? The message that you received at 12:13 a.m.
Hey, need help ASAP. Please need a jump and jumper cables ASAP.
And separate from that, did you get another message right afterwards, or excuse me, shortly thereafter?
Yes.
And what time did you get that second message?
12:58.
Okay. And what was the message that you got then?
Says, I need a jump. My car died. We've been sleeping in our car and our battery just died.
Now, separate from that, did you then start responding back to this Facebook message from Mr. Montgomery?
Yes.
All right. And what did you write?
I said, I don't have any cables.
Okay. And then what's the next message that you received in this conversation?
This is Kayla. Will you bring me to a store to get them? I'll give you gas money. We will literally die tonight.
Oh wow. Like on the day that 5-year-old Harmony was murdered, it just clocks over to midnight. So now we're at the next day, 12:13 a.m. And Kayla says, this is Kayla. Will you bring me to a store to get them? I'll give you gas money. We will literally die tonight. Okay then. Also a way to guilt trip someone into helping you, right? She's quite pushy, that one. See? So even there, it's just like, let me jump in. Let me get through to this guy, right? We will literally die tonight, she says. My goodness. I don't know if anyone else is shocked by that. Welcome, 15, Mommy One. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here to watch this with me. Please like and share.
Megan in the
that others know that
building.
we are live right now. We've got the delayed coverage, so we can skip over lunch
Selfish
break.
parents
So
using their
maybe they don't
kids
know what we're doing. Maybe they want to come check it out and chat with us.
Wait, let me press pause for a
Okay,
minute.
so let's continue to hear the rest of this.
Selfish parent. Oh, you could say that again, girl. Selfish parents use their kids to get sympathy for others to get what they want, but won't leave their kids when they're related so they can have a warm place to sleep. Exactly, Katie said. Yes, that's so true. You're right. Yes, girl. Yes. They're very selfish. It's all
And
about
with regards to
one
that
thing.
message,
You know
at that
what it is
point,
about.
when it says this is Kayla, who do you believe now has the phone?
I believe it was
Yeah, one
Kayla. That was a
thing-
joint account they had together.
Okay.
And with Kayla,
In
it's
general,
about
when you
two
received
things.
messages from this
Him
account, were
and
you
the
able to
drug.
tell who it was from, whether it was
And if you
from
drop
Adam
the
Montgomery
drug,
or
it's
whether it was
about
from
him.
Kayla?
Not until they identified themselves.
Okay. And what about with regards to how they wrote, the type of words that they used? Did you notice a difference?
Not really.
What's the response that you wrote back after that? You received that message about we will literally die tonight.
I just got home from work and have to get up early for work tomorrow. What's even open and where are you guys?
Okay. So to clarify, at this point when you're writing, you said I don't have cables. Was that true?
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't.
Just quick pause. Blueberry Art says, well, New Hampshire would be freezing cold there. I do understand that. I'm just like, what? If you think of the whole context of that day, like those last 12 hours, what a choice of words, instead of saying, please, can you help us? Or do you know anyone who can help us? Otherwise, we're going to freeze to death. That's one thing. And I probably still would have made a comment about it given the situation, because they certainly didn't ask for help for Harmony. They didn't call the paramedics. They didn't get any medical attention for her. They didn't even check on her. They
Right.
covered her with a blanket and went to get Burger King and drugs while Harmony died in that vehicle. But then, you see, that's what I'm saying. These two never forget that they are self-serving. So as soon as something happens to them, oh no, then they need everyone's help. You know what I mean? Yeah, Jenna says dramatic much. That's what I'm saying. It's like extreme manipulation and just like, very intense language to almost bully this guy and to be like, well, you have to help us. Otherwise, we're literally going to die. She might as well have said, and it'll be your fault. Okay then. Wow.
I didn't have jumper cables.
Okay. And when you say when you move on about having to get up early for work tomorrow, you asked where they were. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Why did you ask that question?
I was just curious as to where they wanted me to drive all around to at that hour.
Continuing on with the bottom part of page 1 here of the exhibit, I wondered if you could go ahead and what's the response you got to that?
It's okay, Matt. I don't know what it is open. I'm sorry.
That IDKs, I mean, I don't know, or I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. And what did you say back?
It's not your fault. I just don't have cables. It's not so I know what's open.
Okay. And so at that time of night, did you know what was open or not? All right. It has to be a verbal answer. Of yes
no,
or no.
sir.
I'm sorry, because the microphone's picking
Yeah.
up and recording. I wondered if you could go ahead and turn to page 2 now and walk us through the next part of this conversation that you're having. After that, you said you didn't know what was open. What message did you start getting on the account?
I think either if mobile don't have them, the only place is Amherst Walmart. So I know you need to get out early. Have a good night. Sorry.
You said get out early. Is that what was written?
That's what it looks like it was written. There's a lot of typos.
Okay. Certainly, would you say that the typos that you're seeing here is different from what you saw before when you got the message saying that it was from Kayle?
I would assume it's from the same person. So
Okay. Even though the
they
typos.
didn't identify they changed people. So I'm assuming it's still Kayle.
Okay. And so, what do you respond back when they say, "I'm sorry"?
I said it's okay. Try to have a good night.
Well, let me just. Oh, excuse me. That's right. Let me just try to get to it. You say it's okay. Try to have a good night.
Yep.
And what's the response that you got back after that?
I'm gonna try. We can die in this weather. We can't, right? We can just really. I can't even read that.
Is it CILD? Are we reading that right?
CILD.
Okay.
And it said, "Hey, I'm at Colonial Village, and Kimmy said she has jumper cables."
Looking at that first line, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Can we die in this weather? And then is it we? How does they spell the next word after we?
Looks like CSNT.
Is it fair to assume that might be can't?
Correct.
Okay. Right. We can just, is that VE?
That's what I got.
Okay. Just V, really. And the CILD, what do you think that word is?
Probably
going to be?
cold.
Really cold. Okay. And then the line afterwards.
Hey, I'm at Colonial Village, and Kimmy said she has jumper cables.
Who's Kimmy? Do you know who Kimmy is?
Kimberly Frayne?
And were you Facebook friends with her?
Yep. I also worked with her as well.
Right.
The same location.
We saw Kimberly Frayne on the stand yesterday. So if you missed that, she was also at the weapons trial. I think she was on the first day. And yesterday, she testified that she did work with both of them at some point. So now we know as well, but Dunkin' Donuts. And she talked about the jumper cables, yes.
And with regards to that, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and flip over to page 3 now. And, or excuse me, if you could stay at the bottom of page 2, I apologize, we didn't finish here. You said, can Kimmy jump you? Is that correct?
That's what I said. Yep.
What did they respond?
She don't have a car. That's why I've been messaging everyone.
Okay. And just for clarity's sake, when you said she don't have her car, what was actually spelled?
Was that actually spelled?
Yep.
She don't have GER car. She don't have her car.
Fair to say, though, you interpreted that as her car.
Correct.
All right. And that's why I've been messaging everyone. If you could go to page 3 of that exhibit and kind of take us through how this conversation ended that day. After they said that's she don't have her car, that's why I've been messaging everyone. What was the next thing that you received, the next message?
So do YIH not want to do that?
What did you interpret that to mean?
Probably being do.
It's wild how they are asking, they're caring for livelihood now. They're caring for things. They're gonna be dead. They're cold. They're this. They're dead. They might. But when that little girl was on Earth, before they unalived her, they didn't give a damn about anything. And like you said, Megan, very, very selfish. And that shows right there. And I think that's what they're trying to prove. If I don't know, maybe I'm not a attorney, but this might be what they're trying to prove. She said that she was her stepmother, right? She took care of this little girl, right? She cared. Well, really? Because, baby, this don't look it, and it's definitely not showing. It wasn't shown before, and it definitely, hell, ain't showing now.
Do you not want to do that?
And what did you write back?
I don't really feel like running all over the place at this hour of the night. Did you try 24-hour road assistance thing?
What were you suggesting to them when you said 24-hour road
Like
assistance?
AAA or it's one of those type of services, I guess.
Have you ever used that service in the past?
I didn't have it at the time, but I have used it since.
Oh, that's what I meant. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Have you used it since? And did you find that they do have that ability to be able to jump a car?
Yeah.
And if you could go ahead and take us through the next part of your conversation here.
Okay.
What did they respond after you suggested that they
Thank y'all for
try to
being
find
here with me
somebody who could
today.
do the
I
job of
appreciate
service?
it. Katie, Megan,
not our
shout
car,
out to you ladies.
Our car died today.
I know this is
Our-
not easy.
I'm assuming the word his friend is letting us stay in his. It's all good, Matt. Don't worry about it. I just don't want to freeze tonight. I've messaged everyone else.
I totally understand that they can't freeze to death in the car. Okay, I get that. It's just like unbelievable to me that like our car died today. Yeah, so did your daughter. It's just like, oh my word. The elephant in the room, the things that these friends didn't know, right? Yes, Dr. Berry says, I love his boundaries. Yes. I was thinking that too. I'm like, this guy, he's like, I don't really feel like running around this time of the night. Can't you go and find this and this? Good boundaries. Yes, indeed. Welcome to, I believe Joe Jackalone is, there we go. Joe Jackalone, you said, hello, G and Grizzly Nation. We are Grizzly International, Grizzly World. It's global.
I know
Welcome,
that's
Joe
right.
Jackalone. It's so nice
I
to
know
see you in
that's right,
chat.
Grizzy.
I missed your appearance on Core TV this morning. I'm going to have to watch a replay or hope you'll post a clip. Okay, let's continue to read what's going on here. Man, these typos, I think they were probably, I would assume, very high at the time as well. You know, really trying to write these messages, maybe really cold as well.
So, again, some of those words misspelled.
Correct.
And when you were just reading for us, is that your interpretation of those misspellings?
Yes, sir.
All right. What did they say after saying we've messaged everyone else? What did they write?
NOOBE, I'm assuming means nobody
Mhm.
has cables or nobody has their cars.
Okay.
Spelled cats.
Spelled cats, but interpreted as cars.
Correct.
With regards to that, what did you say back to when they were said nobody has cables and nobody has cats? What did you write back?
I get all that. Roadside assistance can jump a car. They have helped me before. They don't ask for proof of ownership.
So when you write that back to them, what's the response that you got?
Yeah, no one of us has insurance. Don't worry about it, man.
And what time was that final message that day?
1:53 a.m.
Lieutenant says, ha ha ha, do typos all the time. Well, if you know me at all, me too. There's always got to be one or two on a presentation, right? So don't worry, saying, but damn, some of these typos that they made is like, whoa, they didn't, like, nobody is like noob. Yeah, they're not writing right there. Okay, yeah. Janet Murphy says, I've jumped a cat. Sure. This poor guy is having to decode all these messages at this point, right?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gendron, after that conversation on December 8th about jumper cables and frame, let me ask, did you say, I don't know, maybe a month later in January of 2020, did you have any other Facebook messages from Adam Montgomery or any other discussions with Adam Montgomery about what happened that night?
Not to my knowledge.
At any point in time, did you ever, was there ever a conversation with Adam Montgomery with regards to you not responding that night?
Also not to my memory.
Not to your memory?
It's been a while.
Okay. I could just have a moment, please, Your Honor.
Let me see what Megan said. What you say, Megan? I was reading something on here. I think they did not like Harmony. Wait, let me put it up on the screen. I think they did not like Harmony while they barely cared about other kids. They had those two boys sleeping under their sisters' remains. Oh my God, yes. And the sitting above them. Moral but facts. Facts. Yep. 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 You're definitely right about that. Yep. Yep. They ain't care about nobody but their damn self. Did they even care about themselves? Jesus.
That's right.
Oh.
Freck says still not in court.
And you know
Adam.
something
Yep,
too?
Still not.
I'm going to wait and say it.
Still
I'm
somebody
gonna wait and
stalking
say
his
it.
own trial.
All right, Mr. Gendron, I have one final question for you with regards to the time that you were asked to go ahead and provide a jump, and you had this conversation with the defendant.
I'm going to say it after.
At that time, did you
After
know
he
where
said it.
he was
Because I
living?
saw
I did
something
not.
somewhere else. And
were
I
you
thought of
ever
this
made aware
trial.
that he was homeless at that time?
That was the first time I found out.
Okay. When did you find out?
Well, during that message that they're living in their car, I had no idea.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gendron. I don't have any further questions for you. I believe defense counsel will have a
Okay.
few.
Okay. I do not have a question.
I like him. He's done a good job. Amanda Tabor says I'm a few minutes behind, but let's not forget that they were offered a warm place to stay, and Kayle said no. Wow, thank you for reminding us of that. You are so right. Yesterday, that's what Kimberly Frayne said. She offered
Oh,
them a
yeah.
warm place to stay. Kayle, talked about it a bit with Adam and then said no. Okay, then.
You may
They
step down.
wanted
Thank
to
you.
sleep in the car.
We'd ask for the witness to be excused, please, Your Honor.
They wanted
Be
to sleep in
excused.
the car. With no heat probably. Nothing. No food. Oh, they were eating leftover Thanksgiving dinners every year, I guess. I don't know. From people porches, I guess.
That's right. Jenna says they tried to manipulate this guy and he wasn't having it. I like it. I like it a lot. He was just like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Your Honor, just trying to get the tech to work.
Who's next on the stand?
At this point, the state would call Mr. Aaron Sweeney.
Who y'all think is? Well, I can't say that because y'all seen it already. I was gonna say who y'all think
Aaron
is next.
Sweeney. Okay.
Oh, what I was gonna say was, check this out. I was watching. I don't know who had the kids while they worked. They had a job. What job they had? Oh, in the beginning. I don't know. I forgot they even had a job, girl. I was watching the Fernando trial because that's what trial I'm on. It's on Netflix, and that's the trial we're gonna get next, right? But then we got the. Oh man, I gotta tell y'all something too. I'm gonna do the thumbnail tonight and bring it up tomorrow morning. So I might have to do a few lives back to back. Yes, you're right. Dunkin' Donuts. They did. She did. She worked in Dunkin' Donuts. She did work in Dunkin' Donuts. You're right. Yes, you're right, Katie. That's right. She did. That's right. She did. Gabrielle Fernandez. Yes. Yes, Megan, when you think this is bad, I mean, every case is bad. You know what I'm saying, girl? But Gabrielle Fernandez, oh, Megan, when I tell you, I'm going to need you up on the panel with me, baby. I'm going to need you up here with me. I just can't. And I just started on that. I just started on that. We're going to have to do that next. But when I seen that, right? Because I just started. I'm on them still doing what they doing over here. You know, accent, you know, they didn't really get to the boom boom yet. But crime gets them off. Ain't that sexually? Crime gets them up. Some people, crime gets you off sexually. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that some crazy, crazy shit? Girl, yes, but I could definitely help. I'm well versed on that case. Ah, Katie, I mean Katie. Katie too, but yeah, Katie gonna have to get on that case too. I know she would because I was telling her about that earlier. Megan, yes, girl. Yes. And we got the Cody case too, y'all. Don't forget. Cody's case is next month. And then there's so many. Anyway, but let me finish telling y'all. We got so much stuff coming. It's like a little girl power thing. Just three of us right now. I like this, just us right now. And the Gabrielle thing. Remember Megan when the mother was talking through the cell and she was telling him, "Oh, remember when you was doing this and that and I was playing with myself?" Crime gets these people off. Is this, I wonder if this is the case with these freaks too. I forgot the name of that. I'm going to look it up because there is a name of a crime and torture and stuff like that actually gets a person off sexually. Child, that is some sick crazy shit. But yeah, that's the case we're going to be doing next. I'm not gonna watch the whole Fernandez thing. I'm gonna stop and watch it with y'all because I'm in the beginning of it anyway. I just started it last night, so I didn't get far. And yeah, so, but oh man, when I thought this was bad,
Joe
like
Jackalone says
I
he
thought
learned
that
from
it
other
couldn't
times.
get
I
no
guarantee it.
worse.
Yep. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
the
Next
Cody
witness in
start
the
in
house.
March next month. Yeah, that is sick, right, Katie?
Please be careful
Girl,
of the
when I
wires
tell
as you
you
walk through. Thank you.
the shit, the burn marks, the gunshot stuffs he had in his body. Ugh.
Yes.
They had him in a little closet
Yes.
for 8 months. This thin, whipping him, choking him.
And Mr. Sweeney, as we're being recorded here today, would you please go ahead and state your full name, spell both your first and your last
Hey.
name for the record?
Aaron Sweeney, AARON SWEENEY.
And Mr. Sweeney, what city do you currently reside in?
Manchester, New Hampshire.
Okay. How long have you been living here?
Since second grade, so a long time.
Long time. Okay.
So, Laura, I'm not too sure who you're shouting at. If it's me, let me address it. You said, hello, what about the other two victims and all of this, the two infant boys? Are you shouting at them or me? Not sure. But what about the two infant boys in the freezing cold backseat? What about them? Exactly. Then why does Kayle turn down the offer to go and stay somewhere warm? because Kimberly Frayne, their friend, said you can come and stay with me, and Kayla said no, thank you.
Yes, Katie, I'm
Kayla
telling
and Adam
you.
only thought of themselves at all times.
Megan,
At
tell
all
her.
times, right? Not that Mickey said this is
First
so
2
silly, but after
minutes.
yesterday seeing
No,
Kayla fake
first
cry
5
crocodile
minutes.
tears, I
It's
can't
gonna
get
have
that
you
song.
like,
Never smile at a crocodile out of my head.
ah,
Oh my goodness, those fake tears. It was like, and
not good,
showtime.
Katie. It's
Wow.
gonna break
Okay,
your
so
baby.
let's hear what Aaron Sweeney has to say.
And are you currently working?
It's on
Yes.
Netflix.
And where do you work?
BJ's right here in Manchester,
And what shift do you work for BJ's?
third shift.
Megan,
Okay, so let me
yes.
ask you. It's about 9:55. How long have you been up?
I actually called out last night to
Okay.
make sure I got sleep.
That's why I just want to make sure that you did get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. If for any reason you need me
Yes,
to
Megan.
restate your question or any lawyer to restate a
That
question, just
broke
let
me.
us know and we'll be glad to do it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. With regards to
Oh,
work,
dear
Quick
God.
pause. Dr. Berry says, I wonder if they turned it down because they were high. I don't know, because at that point, I don't know if
She said his brain scan felt like Rice Krispies. I couldn't. That broke me. And she broke down crying, that nurse. Yeah, Katie, you gotta watch that. We should watch it together though.
Kim was still struggling with substance abuse, because Adam used to get high with Kim. And it's Kim's ex-husband, she was married to the guy at the time, who Adam stole weapons from. So I do wonder, why? I would almost say it's because Kayla's jealous. Although Adam went there to Kim's house quite a bit by himself. So I don't know.
for BJ's, how long have you been working for them?
Almost a year.
Yeah. And prior to that, back in 2019,
Wow. I'm
what
so
sort of
stuck
job
in
did you
that
have
case,
back then?
boy. I'm just
I
like,
believe that's
damn.
when I was towing.
Okay. And were you towing for a company called Auto City Towing?
Yes.
All right. I'd like to ask you about a particular tow back on December 7th of 2019 at the intersection of the Webster and Elm Street around 12:52.
You know
afternoon.
what?
Do
Good
you remember that
idea,
tow?
Katie.
A little bit, not fully.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, when you go ahead and you tow a car, can you kind of explain to the jury
Yeah, well, I
what
didn't
sort
think
of
of that.
procedures that you
Duh.
go through when you're making a tow?
Okay, yes, that's what we
Our
got. That's
office
that's
just calls one of the drivers.
There we
and
go.
We're handed a piece of paper saying where we're going and what it's for. And
I'll
then we
announce
just get
that.
to the location.
Okay.
What about when it's a vehicle that has broken down?
We'll do that on my
Is there a way that
Patreon.
Manchester Police Department might dispatch you out for a tow?
Yeah, they call our tow company, and then our guy at the front desk dispatches us out, unless the individual themselves call for a tow.
Do you end up making contact with the police department before you go to the tow?
No,
I'll announce it after the next
it
break,
goes
so we
straight
can
to
let
our
Nathan
front
know
desk,
about it.
and then we're handed a piece of paper.
Finally, even with boosted, we can hear a bit. We've got to adjust a little bit here and there. Please, let's not attack the witness's appearance.
I'm not gonna
I don't
watch
get
no
that.
more
I don't know.
of
In
it.
South Africa,
I'm
we
in the
don't do that.
beginning
There's
of
so
it.
many cultures, nationalities, different people, everyone, that we just don't do that. So I'm not used to it. Yeah, he's got lip piercings. So, so what? And you know what's like amazing is how many people, which is still not the majority, thank goodness, how many people stand up for Kayle and defend her and say, like I'm being judgmental or whatever. I will snark on my channel as much as I like, but okay. But yet those same
girl.
people would absolutely annihilate this guy's appearance. Like, what is that all about? Why are you defending Kayle? But then this guy's like, oh, lip ring. Okay, we're not in kindergarten. He's got lip piercings and all sorts of things. So what? Let's hear what he has to say. Okay, focus, everyone. Here we go.
And then we go right to the scene.
When you get to a scene for a tow, what are some of the very first things that you do, just generally?
Just contact whatever vehicle's involved and find out what's going on and where it's going.
And from there, when you do have to use a tow, what kind of tow truck are we talking about?
Flatbed. So the big
Flatbed?
ones, yeah.
And could you go ahead and please explain to the jury what's the process you have to go through to put a car onto a flatbed as compared to, say, putting on a car where you're just kind of putting two wheels up and the back two wheels are rolling?
We just get in a good spot. We hook it up and then we pull it up. That's it, really.
And what about when you have to do documentation of this tow? How do you document the tow that you're doing?
We have a separate tow slip like the drivers use, and we just write like general information on it.
Why so feel so hot in here? Oh, all these lights is on. That's why.
I'd like to go ahead and show you State's Exhibit 3B and 3C, if I may. Just a moment, please.
Yeah, Megan says another person just doing their job and getting dragged into this. Yeah. We've got some fluff going on.
Hmm.
Sounds like we're swimming now.
I'd like to go ahead and show you what's been marked State's Exhibit 3B for identification purposes only. And I'd also like to show you what is page 6 of what's been marked State's Exhibit 3C for identification purposes only. And just have you take a look at those two documents for a moment, please.
Oh, the sound today from the court feed. I can't do anything about that. All I can do is boost it and try not to blast our eardrums out. And we're in this together. Laura says, no, Miss
We're in
Grizzly,
this
I'm not yelling at you,
together.
just wanting to question the witness law. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. I wasn't sure. I was like, should I get snarky or?
No, you
Okay,
good.
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Forensic Fury says, keyboard warriors G, lol, ignore them. Yeah, I mean, I get it's like almost like trolls. Let's troll the witnesses. Let's not do that. Let's focus on what they got to say. I mean, this guy, he didn't ask to be there. He was the tow truck driver, which would have been on December 7th of 2019.
Okay.
Okay, do you recognize them?
Yes.
Okay, and let's go ahead and start with State's Exhibit, the page 6 of State's Exhibit 3C. How do you recognize that?
This is the tow slip that the drivers fill out.
So if you did a tow, is that the slip that you would fill out?
Yep.
And what about State's Exhibit 3B for identification purposes? What's that?
This is what is typed out by the gentleman at the front desk
Front desk
of Auto City.
of Auto City.
Yep.
Okay. So that's not something that you yourself fill out.
No.
With regards to page 6 of State's Exhibit 3C, on that particular one, who fills out that information?
I do.
And when do you fill that out?
We fill out just very little bit before the tow. Once we get to the tow, we can fill out more, or if we have to, we fill it out once we get back to the lot.
And by the time that you are done with that tow, when you drop the car back off at the lot, at that point, you have to have the rest of that filled out.
Yep. So the rest of this is filled out, and then we give it back to the gentleman who types out the other one.
And with regards to, other than the fact that if you look at State's Exhibit 3C, page 6, other than the fact that it's obviously not on the original paper, it's been photocopied, do you notice any other sort of changes or alterations from when you would have filled that out?
No.
Do you recognize your initials down there?
Yes.
And did you fill this form?
Yes.
At this point in time, Your Honor, if I'm going to take these back from you, just a moment, sir. The state is going to move page 6 of State's Exhibit 3C. We move for identification. Move for the identification restraint, page 6, and to make the child exhibit of 3C. We get 3C1.
Any objection?
To page 6. So should it, if the exhibit is more than one page, should it be a separate exhibit? Like 3D? Maybe approach?
Okay, we got a sidebar time. Cameraman is like, all right, focusing on that witness. Shame. He did get some sleep. He's like, I got cold out last night. Okay, thank you all for sharing the sparkly purple hearts in honor of Harmony. Her favorite color was purple, and her foster parent, her foster mom, said, Michelle Raftery, that she always said, leave a sparkle wherever you go. So thank you so much. Okay, let's see if we can go faster through this.
This one's a little bit easier to read. I'm going to show you through
Okay.
3C. I'm also going to show you State's Exhibit 3A for identification. Are those the same tow slips?
Yes.
And again, other than the fact that this one's a little bit easier to read and on it with a red sticker, any other sort of changes or alterations between those two?
No.
Thank you very much. At this point, Marta, State moves to strike ID from State's Exhibit 3A.
No objection.
All right, the ID is stricken on 3A. It is entered as a full exhibit.
Mr. Sweeney, what I'd like to do is to go ahead and give this to you to have right there, and permission to publish your own.
Any objection?
No objection.
Yes, you may.
And Mr. Sweeney, I'm going to go ahead and have you be able to look at that photocopy up close. But I'm also going to have it projected on the screen behind you. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions about the different sections of this form.
Okay.
And the information you filled out. There we go. So, Mr. Sweeney, if you just turn around just for the briefest of moments, and is that a copy of State's Exhibit 3A that you have in front of you?
Yes.
Fair to say it's kind of hard to read at that size, isn't it? Is it easier on the paper?
Yeah, I can read it.
Okay. Well, I'd like to go ahead and kind of go through a little bit of the information that you filled out on this form, and you could tell us a little bit more about the tow. First of all, where did you go to make this tow?
Corner of Webster and Elm.
On the corner of Webster and Elm?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you ended up towing the car initially, did you bring it straight back to the lot, or did you bring it somewhere else first?
I brought it over to the gas station that was on that same corner.
Would that be Budget Gas right on the corner?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you bring it there before bringing it back to the lot?
So they can get some things out of their car.
Do you always do that?
Only if it's safe enough, or if there's a safe enough area to do it, I will. If not, I just direct them to come back to the shop.
When you were there, where did you park in the gas station parking lot?
Just close to Elm Street, like out of the way of the pumps.
All right. And at that point, did you allow some people to get some stuff out?
Yes.
Okay. Who got material out of the car?
I just only remembered.
I'm over here trying to read the freaking paper. It's so damn tiny.
Two gentlemen.
Two gentlemen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. They put Purple Hearts.
And
though.
once you've towed a car for somebody to get things out of it, what do you have to do? Do they just kind of climb up the side of the truck, or?
No. So what I did was I extended the bed back out and I tilted it down so they can go up the ramp.
Okay. And then did you see the two people do that? Get
Yes.
things out of the car?
Oh, what am I doing?
Where did they put those things?
In another car.
Do you remember what that other car looked like?
No.
And the two men that you saw do this, do you remember what they looked like?
No.
What kinds of things did you see get taken out of the car? Do you recall?
I don't remember. Typically, when people clean out their car, like especially on the side of the road, I just stay by my truck, give them space.
Okay.
I periodically look over to see if they're done.
And once they were finished, where did you bring this car?
Back to our lot
Right.
at Auto City.
So let me ask you, with regards to the car itself, what kind of car was it that you towed?
A Sebring, as the slip says.
Okay. And let me ask again, you filled out the slip on the day of, is that
Yep.
correct? So fair to say that the information was fresh in your mind while you were there doing this?
Yes.
And for the different areas that you might not know right off the top of your head, somebody's phone number, somebody's home address, how do you get that information?
If the person who's driving the vehicle is there, I just ask them.
Okay.
Quick pause. Joe Jackalone says there is a ton of circumstantial evidence against Adam, and I think the deal they struck with Kayle was unnecessary, in my opinion. Oh, if we could turn back time. If they didn't strike
Hey,
the deal,
you
then she could be
know.
on trial too. Yeah, I'd be pretty happy with that, right? Try them together.
When you
Really?
fill the slip out, where does it go once you get done with it?
It
You,
goes to the gentleman at the front desk, and then he does whatever he has to do with it.
And
YouTube
let me
has
ask, is that
domestic
you
stuff
earlier looked at
a
State's Exhibit
lot.
3B? Is that you
A
said that was a
lot.
type
Your
up version?
comment
Is that where
disappeared
this
again.
information will go?
Yes.
Me and Katie was talking about that.
What is some of the information in
Katie's
general?
comment, I
I'll
think,
ask you about
disappeared
specifics
or
in a minute,
something
but in
too,
general,
which
what
is
is some of the
crazy.
information that you record?
Just the VIN number, the make, the model.
VIN number? So is that a vehicle identification number?
Yes.
I might not be. I
Do
might
you also
not
record
do the whole
things like mileage?
thing tonight, y'all.
Okay. Do you record a reason to make this tow?
Yes.
And what about your own mileage and going to make a tow? Is that important to record?
Yeah, we've always been told like the mileage from the start of the tow until we get back to our lot.
Yes, that's Grizzly. I can't say
So
names right,
what I'd
girl.
like
So
to
don't
do now
mind
is
me.
go through the different sections of the tow slip with you on States Exhibit 3A and have you explain what we're looking
We've
at and the
been doing
information
it
that you
off
filled
of
in
her
that day. All
channel,
right.
the
Okay.
trial.
Okay. I'd like to go ahead and start focusing on the very top section there. Could you go ahead and just tell us what's the time that you made this tow?
12:52.
Morning
I
or
like
afternoon?
her. I like her
Afternoon.
energy. I
Okay.
like her
And
her
December
little
7,
her
2019,
vibe stuff she be
12:52
saying.
p.m. Okay. Joe Jackalone says, exactly. She turned on him fast.
I like
Especially,
her. And
they're
I've
very
been
used to
watching her for a
these
while.
transactional relationships, or I don't know, interactions. You know what I mean? Everything's about transactions. So now the plea deal is, of course, transactional. That's why she's talking and still lying about things. But, oh man, you make a good point, Joe. You make a good point.
who was it that had requested the tow?
Manchester PD.
Is that typical?
Yeah, it's normal.
All right. What was the reason that you were
put
towing
your
the car?
thing in the chat.
Disabled vehicle.
You know,
And
I put it in the other
intersection
one for
itself,
you. I
could you
forgot
say
to
where
put it
that
in
was?
this one.
Webster and Elm Street.
Pardon me. Where did you bring the car to?
Out of the city.
Where's their tow lot?
It's on Commercial Street. It's right in the same building
Okay.
as our office.
Same building as your office?
Yeah.
If you could go through as well.
Okay, let's see what y'all saying. Put your link in the chat. So if people come in, they go, subscribe to your channel. We don't get that much people over here, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. When I did the Savannah Sotos. No, anybody could do that. Oh, really? Only mods could do that? No. Anybody could do that. Try it. Try it. She made me a mod, y'all, on her channel. I said, girl, you sure you want to do that? Because I be everywhere. Like, I got so much going on. She said, no, yeah. She said, yeah, you don't got to be there every day all the time. Just, once in a while. Oh, you right. That's weird. Oh. I didn't know that. Yeah, I have a lot on Facebook. I had 6,000 and something um what people watching on Facebook when I had the Savannah when I did the Savannah. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, you know. She's so sweet. But yeah, when I had the Savannah Sotos, it was 6,000 people in the live, Megan. I couldn't believe that. I said, am my eyes playing tricks on me? Because it wasn't on YouTube. I was confused. It said 6,000, 7,000. I said, wait a minute. And then I looked, it was all on Facebook. I know I get recognized because somebody said, "Girl, I live in California and we know about you." But it's something that I'm not getting. It's something on here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. It's something that I put my tags in, like I say, hashtag. I don't know. I don't know. What, girl, I don't know. Give up.
Oh, the information of the owner of the car,
It's
the
something
driver.
that I'm not
Who
doing.
do you get that from?
The driver, if they're there.
There's a
And
lot of
who's the?
supporters on
What information
Facebook,
did
you
you write
know.
down in this report?
Adam Montgomery,
What address
A
did he give you?
lot.
77 Guilford Street.
Barbara says Kayla lost her parental rights, as she stated,
That's what I
only
want to
as
do
part of a
tomorrow,
plea deal, from what I
Katie.
understand. If she gets out on the 3rd
Because
of
what you
May,
sent
that's the
me,
earliest she can get
I'm
out
gonna put
this
it
year,
out tomorrow. I
which is
gotta
around the
do
corner.
so much lives
I
tomorrow.
think she might get her parental rights back. That's also
Ugh.
what's being said. So I'm not sure about that, but it's part of a plea deal. Once she's out, she's out. So we shall see. Okay, so Adam seems to be writing the address here, which they'd already been evicted from.
And this information would have come
Oh,
from him.
Yes.
wait a minute. What they say?
Next area I'd like to ask you about is a phone number. Did you get any phone number to contact him on?
No.
Did you ask for one, or would you have asked for one?
We usually ask for one, and if they don't give us it, then we don't expect them to come back
Don't expect them to come back. What does that mean?
for the car.
At that point, it's believed that the car is going to be abandoned. Is that the...
That's what we assume.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you about some of the other information.
Oh,
How do you
you
the
hit that
information
on
that
the
you write
nose,
down
you
about the
know.
car itself? I know you said the VIN number. Can we see that on the tow form?
Yes.
Okay. And what about the year of the car, or the make of the car?
That is on there as well.
Okay. And could you again just give us the year,
You
the make, and the
too?
model of car?
That's my wind down
2010
time.
Chrysler Sebring, silver.
Okay. Was there a license plate on this car?
Yes.
And what license plate was there?
4368206.
Was that a New Hampshire plate?
Yes.
Girl.
And the color of the car? What was the color?
Silver.
All right. I see that there was something else that was initially written and then crossed out.
Yep, blue.
Okay. Who would have done that cross out?
Me.
All right.
No, I know what you
Looking
mean.
at some of the other
You gotta worry
information
about
on
it.
this, I believe you just read the license plate for us. Is the VIN number on there
That's
as
my
well?
wind
Yes.
down time.
And could you go ahead and
My
read the VIN
wind
number first,
down
please?
time.
1C.
When I'm done with all these
3C,
cases, I
5F.
go and look at Armand Wiggins
B1
and everybody
AN
else.
137502.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about the mileage that you write
Let's see.
down.
I
just
gotta,
want to show you guys a picture of the
hold on,
actual
let me
car.
press pause.
This was
'cause
it.
They can't hear us while I'm talking.
I think I found this on Facebook somewhere.
I got a drama channel, y'all. So if we want to go over there one day and talk about the gossip with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj fighting or doing whatever, this girl having a baby or whatever, we can go over there because I gotta drop that for me in here for me, Katie. Yes, come get that smoke, baby. Yes, y'all. Just in case we want to go over there sometime.
This, yeah, is a picture of the car. Chrysler Sebring. I think that's it. Okay. So now let's continue to listen here.
I like it.
Is that your mileage?
You did?
It says service.
Oh
right where it
my
says
God,
mileage and
I
service
didn't know
time?
that
Yeah.
you
Yes.
knew.
Okay. So that's not the car's mileage.
No.
All right.
Wow.
And the service times. What are the two times that you put down?
12:52 is when I left, and 1:39 is when I got back.
Okay. And when you say left, left where?
Left the lot.
Left the lot. Oh, left the lot to go
think
make the
so
tow.
too, Katie.
Okay, thank you.
Good idea.
And then separate from that section, I'd like to ask
idea.
about the reasons. What were the reasons that you checked off for why you were towing the car?
It was disabled and the type of truck that we have.
One of the last sections I'd like to ask about
That's
this
too
particular
cute.
slip
I like that.
is in your
moved the
remarks
shark.
section. You wrote two things. Could you please read those for us?
No registration and no phone.
Okay. And when you say no registration, would you have asked for a registration?
Yep.
Okay. And is that
You're right,
is that a
Katie.
normal part of your practice when you make a tow?
Yes, it's just to get the most accurate
Thank you,
information
Katie.
on the vehicle
Katie, my
itself.
baby.
And about the phone number, same thing?
Same thing.
Finally, you're the tow driver
Right
on this
now,
car,
I'm a
correct?
dolphin.
All right. And did you go ahead and write down your initials on that?
Yep.
Okay, and what were your initials?
AS.
If you could just go ahead and look at the screen behind you for a moment, can you just show us, just point generally where your initials are?
Right there it says tow driver.
Okay, thank you.
I like that though. Your drawing is amazing.
Just a moment, please, Your Honor.
Your drawing is amazing.
Mr. Sweeney, I know that you stated that when you made this tow, there were 2 male individuals that helped get things out of the car. Let me ask you, when you were making this tow, did you see any children at all?
No.
None whatsoever?
No.
All right. Thank you. I don't have any further questions for you, Mr. Sweeney. I believe defense counsel may have a few.
I do, Mr. Sweeney. My name's Caroline Smith.
Thank you.
Doing
You
pretty good.
know.
So
I put my
the
notifications on too for your
car
channel,
was
you know.
about 20 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you respond
When I was at the doctor's,
to
yeah, I have
that
remembered to put my
location,
notification
is
on
Manchester
for your
PD
channel.
still there?
Typically, yeah.
Okay. Because once a car is disabled, especially in a busy intersection, they want to make sure people are moving around pretty safe, right? And
Oh, that is
your
awesome.
flatbed actually
Look at
has to go a little
that.
bit into the intersection to put the car on the flatbed,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, depending on the angle of the car.
Okay. And
Oh,
if
I
a
like
car
that.
is parked straight as if going straight through a traffic light, that's
That's
the kind of thing that you
cool.
would get straight in front of it to put it on the flatbed?
Yep.
Okay. And was the car unlocked?
I think so. I don't remember.
Okay. Do you go in to like make sure the brakes aren't on or anything like that before you tow?
Nope.
Okay. With the flatbed, you can just lift it up?
We pull it up with a tow cable.
Okay. And
She said, "It's me,
you don't
you
check
know."
to make sure the parking brakes are on?
Nope.
Okay.
Ah,
Fair
oh,
to say
shit.
that you probably were there within 20 minutes of when
Okay.
that car broke down?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Thank you, Mama.
you drove over to, so
Yeah, I see you good
two
with that
guys
stuff.
that came up to get stuff out of the car, was the car already on the flatbed at that point?
Yeah.
And they came over and asked you if they could get some stuff out?
Yeah.
And you said,
Quick pause. Valkyrie said, "My fear is the jury will doubt that they can determine if it was Adam or Kayle who actually killed Harmony, and then double jeopardy is attached." Not for Kayle, though. They said the double jeopardy law doesn't apply to her based on the plea deal. It's one of the fine prints. They can actually charge her again, or with whatever they need to charge her with, if she's going to ever face additional charges if she doesn't abide by the plea
Yes.
deal. So if you look at yesterday's
Yes,
live
gorgeous.
stream,
We
there's a
will talk
timestamp.
tomorrow.
It's timestamped for you where we read through the document of her plea agreement.
well, I got to get out of here.
I'm
I'll
so
pull over
exhausted,
to the
y'all.
Budget.
Yeah.
And then you stand aside and they go through the car and get stuff?
Yep.
Might be going through
I've
the
been up
front
so early.
of the car?
They go wherever they can get access to.
Okay. And it was not locked, right?
No.
Didn't anybody give you the keys to the car?
Okay. don't
Either
know
they
if I
were
want
in the
an
ignition or
avatar.
they were handed to me.
I
but
probably
honestly
would
don't
want
remember.
You did have the keys though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And did
know
you give
what-
them back for when they were going through the car, or did they give you the keys after
I'll talk to you
they
about
went
it
through the
later.
car?
I don't remember.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm so
Thank you.
Probably you can help me with like a show me how to do a
Maybe about 20 minutes. Do you know how long the car had been there in
Banner.
terms? You said that 20 minutes.
That's what I was
Where does
trying
that
to
come
learn.
from?
Yeah, just by the time we get the call and I get to the
Yeah.
scene.
Do you know what
Something
time
like for
Manchester
crime.
found that car, or then turned around the time between that and sending the note over to you guys to do the tow?
Have no idea. It's basically
Oh,
once
what's his name?
the police get to that particular scene, they just call us or they call somebody.
So you know the time when you got dispatched?
Yeah.
But not necessarily what happened.
Yeah, I've been up
Yep.
since 6 o'clock this morning. Because remember, I had to go to the doctor.
Philip?
I don't think I could make it until 1 o'clock in the morning.
When
My
a
head's
car's
starting to
breaking
hurt
down at a
again
busy
too, and I
intersection,
gotta eat.
you try and get out there pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a dangerous situation, right?
Yeah.
And so, for a dangerous situation, things happen pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's the witness to be excused.
You may
Definitely.
step down. Any objection to his being excused?
They found. Hold on. Let me press pause.
Yes.
I'm all right. I'm getting migraines again. And I think it could be from not eat. Well, I suffer with migraines. So, but I took my Topamax. But I woke up at 6 this morning, and went to bed at 2 this morning. So that don't help. But when I went to the doctor, they said I have a hemorrhoid. Not a hemorrhoid. Well, I got that too. What did I say I have again? Um a ulcer. What is that again, Katie? Katie's my second doctor. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. What is that again, Katie, that I said I had? In my stomach. They said, oh, thank you, Megan. Yeah, because we usually see the whole thing. But a hemorrhoid, yes. Oh, I was right, right? A hernia. A hernia. I have a hernia, yeah, in my stomach. So, and she took some blood work and stuff like that because my sugar was 39. Remember last week? 39, she said, is not good at all. Yeah, she said, that's death, girl. What are you trying to do to yourself? You need to eat. So I had a nutrient bar today, but that's all I had. So I'm so hard headed. Yeah, we're gonna cut this short. Um, yeah, I think I should start cutting it in shorts. I've been trying to do but lately we've been doing like the whole case like all the way through, but we've been finished like at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, true, these cases, Megan, right, are long. Yeah, thank God hubby drive, girl. I don't know how I drive. But yeah, that's not good. I know. I know. I'm dozing off here. I'm like, I don't know if I can hang on with y'all tonight. I've been up since 6. And then I got at the doctor at 8:12, and they had the nerve to call me at 11:20 around there. Y'all called me hours later? I ain't never been sitting there that long. That's crazy. Yeah, girl, I didn't get back home until what, 12:20? Jumped in the shower. And first of all, I hate leaving my house without taking a shower. That's one thing. Even though I'm a freaking clean person, but I had to because, I had to go in. But yeah, I jumped in the shower and did stuff what I had to do and got to these cases and I had to take my vitamin and my migraine because when I left, I didn't take my migraine or my vitamin medicine, nothing. So my head was already hurting me when I sitting there at the doctor's. I don't know. Yeah. But we're gonna cut this short, y'all. We gonna cut this short. This hernia was not hurting until she squeezed it. Because I didn't know I had one. And when she squeezed it and did like that to my stomach, it's been hurting ever since I came from the damn doctor. Why she had to do that? Jesus, why shouldn't he just leave it alone? So now the shit is bothering me. Damn, man. But she said no lifting heavy stuff. Um, and she said, I said, what is, that's what I asked her. So what are they gonna do? That's what I asked her. What you gonna do for my hernia? And she's like, nothing. She said, if it's not bothering you right now, then leave it the way it is. And I got the best doctor too. So I'm gonna trust in what she said because she's really good. Um, but it wasn't bothering me or anything until she squeezed it. And when she squeezed that area, I said, ouch. And she said, uh-oh, it feels like you got a hernia right there. And she touched it. She said, yup, right there. I said, oh man. And she said, I got water in my foot. My foot and my legs are swollen. Because you know I'm a diabetic too, so. And she touched that area. That shit, I wanted to kick her in her face. That shit hurt it so bad, girl. And I don't pay attention to these things. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really notice. Um, so she said I need to eat 3-4 meals a day. I looked at her like she was crazy, and she said, she gave me that look like, do you, mm? Oh, but I do got good news. Yes, I got fluid in my ankles and stuff, yeah. I lost another 13 pounds. So I went from 320 to 223, less than a year. Hey, hey, hey. I would twerk for y'all, but I'm tired. Yeah, I do that though. Yes, girls. 320 to 223, less than a year. Oh, I know. I gotta be selfish and take care of myself because y'all need me here. I know. I know. I be worrying about so many. I be worrying about these people that's be missing. These people that be these cases, and it's sad, man. It's a messed up world out here, man. But now that hernia is bothering me. Yeah, it's bothering me. Huh? Does she check your weight after she popped it? No, she didn't pop the hernia. No, she didn't pop the hernia. How she popped it? Y'all so funny. Y'all so crazy. Shut up. What you doing, trying to take over my channel. Y'all is so too much. No. Well, I told her, I said, listen, I have a problem not going to the bathroom. It's my problem. I don't go to the bathroom like a regular person. Like Dave, he go do number one every day. I mean number two every day. I do poopy every other few weeks. you know? So, um, she was saying, well, if you eat, you wouldn't have that problem. I don't know where the poopy came from, but I just wanted to share that with y'all motherfuckers. All right, y'all. I'm going to bed. We will reach this another time. There's so many other more cases, y'all. Ouch. There's so many more other cases. Ugh. And so much more to come, honey. I'm gonna eat after this, after I upload. Yeah, I'm gonna eat. I will. I will. And with that, everyone have a blessed night. I try to hang tonight, y'all. I try. I just can't. I can't do it tonight. And this little hernia shit, she didn't put her damn hand on it and made it hurt too. What am I supposed to take for the Tylenol? Hey, Kathy B. She said, hey, everyone. I was on my love and marriage show live. Oh, really? Oh, I want to see that. I would like to see that. Now, that I would like to see that. I can't. I'm allergic to a leaf. I could only take Tylenol. You sent it to me. Thanks, babe. That'd be my wind down time. I'm so tired. Kathy B, I'm so tired. I'm done. I went to the doctor. I've been there all day. I'm just done today. Me and my hernia is done. I'm so done. Oh. All right, y'all. I'm going night night. I'm sorry this live wasn't like I usually live, but I can't make it tonight. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. This shit is hurting. It's like hurting like right there. Well, y'all can't see it, but I see you sound pop. Yeah, I am. I'm exhausted. I've been up since 6 o'clock because I had that doctor's appointment. Remember, Kathy B? Because of the sugar and all that. I said I'm gonna make my doctor's appointment. I'm gonna make sure I go today. I went today and I was there all the goddamn day. And then doing this is the second live we doing too. And this trial is not a 1, 2, 3. This trial is like a 5 hour thing, 5 hours or whatever, 4 hours. Feel like forever. So yeah, they said I have a hernia and shit. And she was like, she said the same thing you said, Kathy B. I need to start eating. I gotta eat 3, 4 times a day. And stuff. But I lost another 13 pounds. So I lost like, I don't know, 90 something pounds, less than a year. So that's good. I'll make this up to y'all. I always do. All right, y'all. Good night. Much love. Everyone have a blessed night, okay? Um, what I'll do is I'll upload the rest of this and just put it on the regular video, and then y'all could watch it like that, and then we could do day 6. All right, I'll upload the rest of it for y'all. That's what I'll do, Barbie. Unless y'all just want to continue with the live, another time like this. But I have so many other more cases for y'all. That's the thing. I'm gonna have to go back to back, 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 back to back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to back, back to back. All right, let me go. Because I wanna these other cases, I wanna get some thumbnail. I don't know. Okay. Bye y'all. Bye. Good night. Oops, didn't mean to put me up there, that's for sure.